for the Peeps, especially 5-2 last season. It was good enough to retain their spot. They narrowly missed out on going to the promotion tournament. Now 5-2 is their absolute best case scenario. They have no margin for error.
They don't, and playing against Plot Twist, again, this is going to be tough stuff. You're excited for the match against Afterthought, but I'm living right here in the moment. Let's get this underway.
And we are underway with Pirates getting that kickoff up to Taroko. And now we will see Gyro against his former teammate and takes Pirates out of the play. Does that set up Reynolds? It almost did. Little interference on Mektos in the net. And now another shot in. Boy, it looks like Gyro's just hanging around. Actually, it's Reynolds hanging around inside the orange net that time. And the Peeps trying to take out the defense of Plot Twist early. And they just about have Reynolds with a banger.
And Stacks, you disagree with me. When we were watching these guys last week, you said that Arsenal was the leading striker, but I was saying, nah, dude, we got Reynolds back in this one. He is showing up. And actually, this was one of my question marks, is Reynolds. He wasn't really doing the greatest last week, and we've seen better performances out of him. But with that strike, you know, maybe he's got some confidence.
When you looked at all the teams that retained their spot from previous seasons, both North America and Europe, I actually really thought that the Peeps made the best off-season move in getting Reynolds. I thought he was going to be the biggest game changer of all the roster changes within the rival series. And it's great to see him off to a fast start here. May have another, but he lets that one go through. Arsenal is going to have all the time in the world after Gyro takes out Mektos. Now here is Gyro, leading the team in scoring. He did not do that last season. It was Arsenal. It was Pirates who was the leading assist man, but there was a point about midway through last season where Gyro was shooting a higher percentage than K-Dot.
Well, that's impressive.
Here is Pirates. Blocked by Gyro. Mektos, that'll go over Pirates, and Arsenal is right there. Kind of a jam at midfield. This will drop down, Reynolds on it. This will go over to Arsenal, and he's not ready for it. The shot not on target. Arsenal not able to put it back. He will take out a defender. That's got to be, I think, the fourth demo that the Peeps have come up with. Reynolds gonna put one in front. Arsenal coming on, and it'll instead be Gyro at the back.
Yeah, you noted that there's a lot of physical play going on. They're definitely flexing their muscles when it comes to that category. And I feel like it's not necessarily a bad idea, but if they keep doing this, Plot Twist are eventually going to get the idea, and moving down the line, they're gonna be ready for it.
Arsenal spun out on the play by Mektos. That'll slow down the Peeps. It could be trouble as Reynolds loses this ball. Mektos' shot's gonna be high and wide. Arsenal there for the save. And now Reynolds tasked with dealing with Pirates here, and he does.
And you want to be careful. Leaving Mektos, Taroko, and Pirates on the offensive side will cause a lot of problems if it stays prolonged. They did a good job of getting him out this time around, but Plot Twist offense is definitely something to be reckoned with, and they're going to want to get as far down there as they can.
Gyro again looking to interfere there, but Mektos able to avoid him. He's going to need to get back, though, as that pass goes over his head. Arsenal on the putback. It's saved away by Taroko just off the line, but it was not pretty. Mektos for Taroko. His shot, and Mektos tried to redirect, but Gyro has the save.
And that's something to note. Mektos is going to do that at any opportunity. He was just a little bit low on boost in that situation, but going for redirects is really the name of the game for that player. He will catch you off guard in the most opportune of moments, but Peeps are holding on to this lead rather nicely for Plot Twist right now. They've still got a good mentality about this game.
Arsenal, decent ball across, looking for his longtime teammate Gyro, and a big miss from Mektos. Pirates now to the backboard. Taroko is lurking, but Gyro there on the back wall to make sure that pass doesn't find its mark. This one might, though. Mektos to his teammate Taroko, and the Canadian national champ ties the game.
And this is why I said the Peeps shouldn't over-exercise their use of the demo. Only one is what it took for Plot Twist to get their goal, and it was in one of the most inopportune moments for the Peeps. And that's just something I'm going to say over and over. If you keep spamming the demos, they're going to get used to it. But that one is all it takes for Plot Twist to tie the game.
Now off the kickoff, which we saw the Spaniards of ARG utilize the kickoff to great lengths over in Europe. They're able to knock off complexity. Here's Reynolds. That comes up empty, so now Gyro just throwing one off the corner, hoping Arsenal can get to it. He can, eventually. But now the possession with Plot Twist. Great pass from Taroko, and a save from Gyro. In addition to scoring most of the Peeps goals, Gyro's been the leading savior on the season 6 times. He's had 3 saves or better. He is at 2 here in game 1.
And they'll need to clutch it up if they want to take this match as well. Plot Twists are slowly moving further and further into the offensive zone when they get possession of the ball. The Peeps still trying to flex their muscle in the demo department, but not quite working out as well as it did earlier on, and here's an opportunity.
Popped away by Arsenal, but coming right back in from Plot Twist. There's a demo for Mektos, but Gyro is going to have this ball and plenty of time to work with. Arsenal now. Gyro falling in front, and the timing just not there for the Peeps. Plot Twist able to send it away. Who's going to blink at the end here? It's Pirates getting around Arsenal, but he's out of control on the wall, and Taroko has to scramble across and barely makes the save. Now watch the counterattack, cut out by Reddles.
Close call there for Arsenal as well, almost caught going for a demo, and again, they're trying to do it so often that he was unable to find anybody in that spot. Now Plot Twist out in front, dangerous stuff, but it looks like it's going to drop down for just a second.
This will drop down. We go to overtime to start North America.
Couldn't ask for much better, to be honest, and Plot Twist are going to have to watch out. The Peeps might try and use this opportunity to reset.
Arsenal dropping straight down, and Taroko read it all the way. Arsenal and Reddles almost run into each other. This is left for Gyro. He thought about it, and a good thing he didn't go because Mektos had that ball. If Gyro had gone Squid, I think that ball would have gone right over his head.
Could very well have been, and then keeping it in the zone as well. Reddles grabbing the side boost, and it looks like they're continuing to try and keep midfield control. Mektos will push it past and get it down for his team, but the Peeps definitely trying to exert a zone of control, area denial at the moment.
Popped up by Pirates. Gyro coming on. Bouncing one right into Mektos, but possession belongs to the Peeps for the moment. Taroko gonna slow play this. A lot of players would have just boomed that downfield. Taroko rather brilliantly just keeping possession, not just giving it back to the other team. And as a result, Plot Twist have put on a little pressure here. And if they get a challenge here, they can keep this ball in the zone. They will. It's Mektos off of Reddles. Another demo as Taroko on both sides of demolitions. Who's going to take this corner boost? It's Arsenal. Gyro giving way. Down to the corner. Reddles lurking in the mid. And Mektos cuts out that attack too. We haven't had many great opportunities. That's the best one, and he missed it high. Mektos had a chance to end game 1. Pirates also a chance, but that's blocked away as we go in well into the 2nd minute of extra time.
And I'm noticing as we progress farther and farther into this game, the Peeps still trying to use demos as much as they did in the first minute or so, and more, it just doesn't connect. Reddles will find one right here, but ineffective in this situation, so they've really got to start being a little bit more selective about how they approach these plays.
I don't know that I've ever seen an extermination, 7 demolitions in the Rival Series or RLCS.
First time for everything.
One, yeah, we could see one in this series if the Peeps keep at this pace. Gyro trying to bait out the defensive Mektos. Problem is he got exactly what he wanted. Mektos stuffed him. Loose ball in front that Pirates deals with, and his former teammate Gyro there to dump it off to the corner, buy his teammates time to get back. They have gotten back. Now they're on the counterattack. Gyro for Reddles. Arsenal coming on after the demo, and the shot goes way off to the corner.
Star Striker couldn't find the angle on that one, but I can't really blame him for that. Coming across the center, a very difficult shot to hit at that point. And what I'm noticing is we've seen 1 or 2 really good opportunities for either one of these teams, but you have to grant that it's been a long game, and I don't think either of them is really prepared to throw everyone on the offense to try and risk it all.
Pirates gonna circle around on this ball, looking for a teammate downfield, pass intercepted. It's Arsenal. Got Gyro and Reddles. He's opted for Gyro, and Reddles is gonna have to get back. This is a dangerous ball, played across the center, and Arsenal bails him out. Boy, he took all he could to get that pass on. Gyro, slow play after the demo by Arsenal, but still denied, not able to hit the net. Now Taroko the other way, Reddles dumps to the corner again.
Such good presence of mind from Pirates to stay calm during that play, read the fake from Gyro all the way, and then I have to commend Reddles as well, playing the back man, not committing completely onto the offense because he realized they had an opportunity for just a second, but now Arsenal, no redirect comes through. Just a little bit wide, and we remain in OT.
The Peeps have played as much overtime in this one game as they have in 4 other overtimes combined this season. They have had plenty of experience on the pitch. Here is Arsenal, just throwing one on target, trying to create a rebound opportunity. He has, but it falls right to Taroko. Another opportunity. Gyro trying to interfere with Mektos, and Mektos with great concentration to get rid of the threat.
And it feels like plot twists are starting to break down there. It seemed like the Peeps were ready to strike at any instance and put the ball through, but they just left it. It didn't really amount to much because they didn't have the midfield presence to try and keep the ball in the zone.
Reynolds taking out Mektos. That'll kill the attack, at least for now. Taroko taken out of the play as well. Still looking for that extermination. A shot on is going to be just off the post. Nobody was home. Finally, Taroko gets back. Another opportunity, and Arsenal finishes it after 4.5 minutes of extra time.
It took a little bit, but you know, they got the job done in the end. I'm not going to say that was really calculated by Reynolds, but I won't say it wasn't either. That dunk put it right up for Arsenal. And I have to say, Gyro on that initial shot went off the post. Looks like he actually celebrated a little bit early on that one where he could have made a follow-up shot. So I don't really know if that's exactly what happened or maybe he accidentally pressed the jump button. But
and I think that registered too in the game as a shot. We were so close to the post. I believe that becomes Gyro's only shot of the game. It's one he'd rather forget, but fortunately for Gyro, he gets to forget about it. The win certainly helps, and you know, with 10 shots on net for the Peeps, it had to break eventually on the side of plot twist.
Yeah, and then we mentioned that they had a lot of quality offense, but the thing for me was that they weren't really keeping it up. There were a lot of times where plot twist would just move it past the midfield line, and then suddenly the Peeps are nowhere to be found. So it really became a question of where are they on the midfield? They've been stealing boosts, they've been going for demos once in a while, but they haven't been making sure that their offense stays alive. Putting on continued offensive pressure is a real key strategy in the highest levels of Rocket League play. So when you're not doing that, it kind of begs the question, what exactly is your game plan?
Well, the game plan for these two teams was certainly not a 4.5-minute overtime, but that's what we got in game one, and that's what you can expect, I think, all throughout the day, Squid, with all these teams that are just jumbling. There's birds and the bees at the top, and then there's everybody else just jammed into the middle of the standings, and you can flip coins at some point to determine who's going to win these matches. This time, in this game, it went to the Peeps, and we'll see what happens. What do these two teams have for an encore after 4.5 minutes of overtime? We will find out with game number 2 underway.
I really hope it's not a kickoff goal. And it doesn't look like it's going to be that either. So there, I got my wish.
I'm glad that you have the same disdain for kickoff goals that I have. Arsenal, his shot, floating high. Gyro trying to interfere yet again. Reynolds going right down the middle into 2 defenders, maybe even trying to create a double commit. Gyro off the corner. And away from plot twist for just a moment. Mektos will need another big clear, and he has it over Arsenal. This will require Gyro to get that corner boost and reset the attack.
And again, we saw the Peeps moving out onto the offense first in what seemed like the only significant potential plays of the game, with Gyro running some interference, but he just moved it right past the midfield line. We're going to pick it up where we left off in game number 1, and I saw Gyro going for a physical play earlier. That's going to start getting in the heads of the plot twist players, I'll say.
Yeah, it makes you very uncomfortable when you're already watching the ball whip around the field. You also have to worry about that engine noise you hear in your headset. Is that your teammate? No?
The sound of impending doom.
Yes. Gyro blocked emphatically by Pirates, and Arsenal is sent all the way back to his own corner. Now Taroko sending this off to the side. It's well read by Pirates, but he missed the ball. So now here's Reynolds with Gyro waiting in front, and Mektos kills the attack. We're seeing Mektos make a ton of great challenges in the open with his opponents. Lesser players would be dead to rights, but Mektos so good at reading the attack, reading the intent of each player on offense for the Peeps.
He's got some amazing 1v1 skills, so I got to give him that. And I will say that, you know, he might be thinking that, you know, moving downfield is the only way to get started on offense, which he loves to play, I'll tell you for a fact. So that might be his first step towards moving in that direction, but again, I'm gonna slap the wrist of the Peeps. You gotta keep a guy at the midfield line. They've been playing rather aggressive in that spot.
Well, that was dangerous from Pirates. His flip took him way past his intended spot in front of the net, and he almost put that ball in himself, almost got scored on as well. But in either case, ball stays out of the net. We remain scoreless coming up on halftime of game 2. Pirates, his shot. Not really on target. Reynolds will gear it off to the side. Now Arsenal I think he was trying to pinch that off the side. Didn't quite get there in time. Pirates over Gyro, but no follow-up for Plot Twist. They're waiting for the Peeps to send this ball out, and they're trying to reset. They're almost trying to get lucky on offense.
It does seem kind of strange. It seems like what with the Peeps... Oh, wait a second. Watch for that bump. Reynolds doesn't find it there. Sorry, I had to cut off in the middle of that one, but I do have to say, Plot Twist, they might have gotten so used to the Peeps playing aggressive that they're not really sure what they want to do when it comes to offense, so they might be counting on transitional plays to try and score their goals, which is why they could have backed off.
Arsenal, left uncontested, able to get to that ball on the back wall. Reynolds misses. The shot goes behind Arsenal on the follow-up, and Gyro using all of the boost he had just to prevent an easy shot. And now Gyro will pop this downfield, and the Peeps have fended off the best attack so far for Plot Twist.
And it seemed like a big jamboree of plays going on there. I'm not going to lie. It felt like a little bit of just scrambling from everybody on the pitch, but it never felt that there was a particularly threatening opportunity from Plot Twist down in front of the net. So for the Peeps, a solid defense, I suppose, but we could definitely use something a little bit more grounded.
Reynolds for Gyro. Taroko is up there. He read that the whole way, but this goes under Pirates. Could be trouble as Taroko's taken out. Mektos has to work double duty on defense, and he does. Boy, Mektos has been very impressive in the early half of the season. Might be the MVP of the league if Plot Twist are able to make a run to the promotion tournament. Reynolds trying to play this out for Gyro. His drive's going to go to the opposite corner. Arsenal's not there as he had come in behind Gyro. This ball goes over him. Mektos looking for Pirates, looking for a shot, looking for any kind of offense. Reynolds says no, and it goes back the other way.
Such good, respectful placement for Reynolds to be in the right spot on that defensive line. You can tell that the Peeps are still confident. They're still giving respect to their opponents, and they're still able to make the key plays where it matters. Mektos wanted a bump there and literally came up completely empty-handed, not even close.
Shot just over the bar by Reynolds. Arsenal waiting in the corner to see what Taroko's going to do. This kicks out and is taken by Mektos. Gyro a little slow to react. Mektos can't keep the play alive. Gyro brings it out with 9 seconds left. Dumped back in by Taroko. Can Reynolds get to this? No, Taroko does. And Gyro with a big booming clear. Reynolds is downfield, but is beaten by Mektos. And we had overtime in game one. So what's better than that? Let's have another one.
And great respect from Plot Twist. They had a man over the midfield line. The Peeps were playing solid at the closing seconds, and you can often see a team break down as they realize, oh, we can't let this in at any cost. And they'll start to play incredibly defensively, or they'll start to play incredibly offensively because they want to win it in regulation. It's very nice to see both of these teams playing like they normally would. Nothing out of the ordinary. They can handle this.
Reynolds just sitting in front of the orange goal finally comes out as Arsenal shot sent away. Pirates off to the side, and Mektos barely able to get there to stop Arsenal from bringing it back in. Now Mektos off of Gyro, and that good touch right there gets it around Taroko, and again the Peeps have a chance to break out, but not for long because Pirates is there to greet them.
Are we playing a game of tennis? Because that's what it really feels like at this point. I mean, Peeps and Plot Twist both not wanting to overcommit, but that pins towards the net, allows Taroko a goal, and the only one of this match as they take game two.
Nobody home at the net. They're all starting to break away, looking for boost. Gyro there in the corner. And as a result, Taroko's challenge. Again, Taroko and Mektos, their challenges were on point. One of them was bound to find its way to the back of the net. That one did, and really out of nowhere, Plot Twist takes game two.
Yeah.
Look at the shot total. I think I saw you just
this is
gawking at that shot total.
I couldn't believe it for a second.
I didn't think it was that one-sided.
I had to take a step back and breathe it all in there because it did feel like Plot Twist had a significant amount more pressure than in this game than they did in the last one, but the shot count doesn't reflect that. And I feel, honestly, upon reflection on the game, that is probably accurate. I mean, Plot Twist did do a much better job of trying to push it downfield, but the Peeps were still maintaining their offensive pressure in a lot of spots. We saw some bump plays. We saw just about everything, but you called it. Mektos has really been the standout player. Of course, he was on the bottom of the scoreboard, but he's making all of the key plays in my book. And of course, that little pinch at the end there, they did score off of it, which is always good for the win, but the Peeps were giving so much faith to Arsenal to make that 50-50 win that, you know, it makes you confident to see the Peeps playing so, well, I guess I won't say smart because they did get scored on, but they're trying to play for the play ahead. They're trying to play for what's going to happen next.
Yeah, and lesson for all you ranked warriors out there, no, the in-game score isn't the only indicator.
Don't listen to him, he's champ 2.
Wow,
I know.
unreal.
In-game score, most important thing that there possibly is.
Yeah, this guy. Pray you don't ever get queued up with Squid. All right, we are into game 3. Wasteland the scene as we get into a tie-breaking game between the Peeps and Plot Twist. Again, the winner gonna feel great about their prospects of top 2, whether it's the Plot Twist side pulling away from the rest of the field or the Peeps getting that second win and bringing Plot Twist back down to earth just a little bit. Arsenal trying to go opposite side for Reddles. His shot denied by who else but Mektos.
Quick start here for the Peeps, and again, they want to bring all the offense. They had the shot advantage last game. They did end up losing it, though. And I feel, again, that's kind of letting Plot Twist move past the midfield line, Exhibit A right here. But I feel like they just need to keep a little bit more of that pressure on. Keep a man at the midfield, you know, keep it careful.
Almost a double commit there. That would have been very costly between Arsenal and Reddles, but Reddles able to clear that ball away. Now Arsenal, met by Mektos. Pirates, can he find a teammate? He had Taroko at midfield, but that pass way too strong. Arsenal thought about it and said he'll make his way to the side. And Pirates right out towards Reddles. Gyro coming on, and he's stuffed by Mektos. Follow-up goes through. It's Arsenal on the rebound.
This is such a good position for Arsenal to be in that I originally thought the pass was to Arsenal, and that Reynolds just completely beamed it. Not the case. Gyro was there. Arsenal immediately behind him for the follow-up, and that blitzkrieg offense earns them a goal. And I guess maybe that's their game plan the whole time. I've been mentioning how I want to see more of the back end of the midfield line. I want to see them play more careful. But if that's their game plan, then, you know, it netted them a goal here, and maybe it will in the future.
Bombed away by Reddles. Arsenal has that. Gyro coming on, and he missed it entirely. So Taroko will have the save, and they'll have numbers the other way as Gyro can't get back. Got the demo on Arsenal, but there is Gyro finally recovering, and the ball just happens to find its way to him. Loose in front. Can Reddles get around on this? He does, and the shot is not going to go through. It is saved away off the goal line. Now Taroko the other way, and that's going to be sent off by Gyro.
And I said it last match, and maybe I'll sound like a broken record, but outstanding presence of mind for Plot Twist. They are not fazed by the demos. They realize that after game 1, okay, the Peeps are a very real physical threat, and we have to be ready for that no matter what, and they've proved it twice now.
Takes great communication and concentration to deal with this many demolitions. And all the other, these are just the attempts we're seeing that actually connect. They're going for him just about every time down the field. Arsenal gets around one. Sees, staves off the Plot Twist attack for the moment. That ball will go off to the corner. It's Arsenal again, getting a do-over on his clearance attempt. And that effort not as successful either. Gyro coming off the side. He doesn't really have anybody to pass to, doesn't have any boots to work with, still finds a way to hit Arsenal. This ball goes right to Pirates. So the key now for Plot Twist, weather the storm. All these demolitions, Taroko actually missed that corner boost, could be trouble as he needs to find his way back into the play. Gyro, boy, Pirates barely got a piece of that, but he had a guy, I believe Mektos, in behind him, also going for that ball, not punished.
I'm noticing a strange pattern here from the Peeps. They seem to be allowing Plot Twist to try and push into them, and we've noticed that Plot Twist is also trying to let the Peeps push into them, so we've kind of got a double reactionary style of play going on here. And I'm not sure who's going to come out on top for it. It feels like both the teams are playing incredibly carefully, lots of respect for their opponents, but at the same time, if nobody's going for the ball, then who's going to be the one making the play?
It almost feels like fencing at this point, as now it's the Peeps with right of way. Can Gyro get a demo? He's looking for one. Reddles' shot's gonna clang off the crossbar. Arsenal's follow-up falls right onto Taroko's hood, and Reddles has to get this away from Mektos. Coming back in. Arsenal, as Gyro goes all the way through the orange goal, comes out on the upper end and needs to clear this away and does.
We've seen too many dingers in this match, I feel. But Plot Twist still at the deficit. Peeps just need to keep it on the offensive end for as long as they can. That reactionary style is definitely benefiting the blue team in this scenario.
Reddles Trying to take the tight angle, got the demolition. Follow-up from Gyro, created by the demo by Reynolds, and the Peeps have an insurance goal.
Nice dinger here from Gyro, putting it off the crossbar, down and in. Not necessarily the most beneficial right here, but he wanted that placement in the upper corner. Didn't quite find it, but it doesn't matter because it's across the goal line. 51 seconds, and they have a lead of 2. Things really shaping up for them in terms of shots as well as possession. Midfield game's been a lot stronger, and overall, just a great performance from the Peeps.
45 seconds is not too late to erase a 2-goal deficit. We've seen it earlier today in Europe. But right now, Plot Twist is not moving the right direction, and Arsenal has all day to work with. Off the backboard, killing even more time off the clock. Reynolds intended for Gyro, and Gyro making the very conservative play, just going back. Now Pirates. He'll need support out in front, and Taroko was waiting for a clearance that never came. So the ball was missed off the back wall. Now with 15 to go. They need to score now, and they won't as the shot goes well wide from Pirates. Mektos can't get this on target either. Set away once again. It looks to be a shutout for the Peeps, who go on match point with a flurry of demos at the end.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say it again, guys. I'm very sorry about this, but it's great presence of mind from Plot Twist. They were trying to make the pass play even as the clock was reaching the final 10 seconds. You saw Pirates on the receiving end of what was a very good pass. I mean, it was well executed, and, you know, he did miss, but the point still stands that they were able to get a quality shot even in the closing seconds of the game. They are not worried. They're not thinking about the past. They're always got their heads in the game, and that's very important for Plot Twist if they want to come back in this series, and it's important for their play as a whole. It's been a staple for their team over the entirety of the season so far.
Yeah, all of these teams in North America, I think they wish that the rival series kind of worked like my old high school, where you take all your tests and you drop the lowest score, and then you take the average of everything else. Because if you take out that match from Upper 90, the Peeps are sitting real pretty in the standings. Problem is that match exists. This is not the team we saw against Upper 90. This is a much more improved Peeps team that they're converting on a lot of their opportunities and creating more than they ever have before because they're relying so heavily on these demos. Plot Twist, they don't really have an answer for it. They're just kind of taking it and making the rotations, making the adjustments. They're still not turning it into offense.
Yeah, and I feel like that might be because the Peeps kind of heeded my words. I said that, hey, you guys aren't playing enough at the midfield line, and suddenly it seems like, hey, we are playing at the midfield line. We're making sure that Plot Twist gets turned around every so often, saying, go back home. We don't want you here.
Pirates yet to score against his former team from last season. Got perhaps one more game to rectify that, as Gyro's shot is going to be saved off the goal line by Pirates. Another shot is saved at the line by Mektos. Now it's Taroko's turn, but he's going to come out and challenge Gyro.
And I will say, well, Pirates, he hasn't done a great job of scoring against his old team, but he's doing a dang good job of making sure that he's making saves against his old team. And wow, good defense from Plot Twist to start things off, but the Peeps, once again, they've been a really strong offensive presence. Are they going to remain there?
Nothing has come easy for either side. Arsenal taken out of the play as Plot Twist tries to flip the script here. Mektos can't direct that back on target, but Taroko is there. Pirates will have a look. He missed the ball entirely. Mektos at least keeps this ball in the zone and got the dunk, but Reynolds there for the save.
So much respect from the Peeps and great positioning for Plot Twist. They were able to make that goal happen, except for the fact that there was a defender in the way. If they can keep up this kind of pressure, it seems that they're playing so fast getting around the Peeps right now.
Who's going to take this ball? It is Mektos. Crossbar sent away by Gyro. Had that ball been allowed to come off the crossbar, it's a goal for Taroko. Now Gyro bombs this away. Nobody's home at the back. Gyro double taps it home.
There is nothing standing between Gyro and this goal for a million years. Some of you might think that this is a tough shot, but not for these players. They know exactly what to do in this situation. Pirates was caught out on that play right there. In Plot Twist, they finally have an extended trip over into the adventurous zone of the offensive end, and they get punished for it.
I had actually thought Gyro had just flown through the air on that play. Didn't quite see him. I was following the ball. Go figure. This ball now for Gyro and Reynolds. They both come up empty. Gyro has to get back, and he does. And he'll send, no, he will not send this ball away either. It's a comedy of errors. The Peeps deserve to get scored on, but they don't after the save by Arsenal. Now Mektos just popping one in the air. And Taroko trying to track this down to the side. Arsenal over Taroko, but bumped back into the net. And Plot Twist will keep the pressure on here. Reynolds, big drive, everybody pushed up too far, and Slater doubles the lead.
Well, look at this. We have a bit of a repeat of the last time around. Who was caught off guard this time? Well, I can't really see in the replay, but the fact remains that they got scored on when nobody was back in the net. You got to be watching out for that one. I realize that the situation's a little bit tough, and you got to start putting shots on target, but you've matched them so far, but the problem is, when they shot on your net, there was nobody there.
Off the backboard again, and Taroko has to wait for the clearance. He'll try again for Mektos. Sent away by Reynolds, and Pirates pushed way up into the offensive zone as well. And it really does feel like Plot Twist have pulled the goalie here. They are all out on offense. They've got burned twice, and Taroko's taken out of the play here. So Mektos will bomb it away, and you wonder now if the Peeps will adjust Squid as they get the sense that Plot Twist have abandoned defense entirely. Tough angle that Arsenal couldn't convert.
I think that right there is your answer. I feel like they've already adapted to the fact that Plot Twist aren't playing defense, and the 2 goals are what represent that gyro for the double tap. Couldn't find that one, but does he really need to? He's got Arsenal to back him up. Pirates will stop it out. And again, I think that's really the answer.
Well, there's a shot from Taroko that is blocked away. One of the few opportunities that Plot Twist have had to get on the scoreboard in Game 4. A must-win 4th game to prolong the series. Force a 5th game. And Plot Twist, they have been outstanding late in series. They'll need a comeback effort here in the final 90 seconds. Taroko dropping one down for Pirates coming on. Challenging Reynolds. Now Mektos for Taroko. They'll have a lot to shoot at, but he won't shoot at anything at all.
Plot Twist really got to clean up right here. I mentioned that they have a little bit of a level head when it comes to these kinds of situations, but it looks like that's starting to break down here with 75 seconds left. They've been playing a lot of offense, but not much of it has really been coming together like the passing plays we're used to seeing out of them.
Arsenal bouncing one over his former teammate, and that one symbolic of how this series must have felt for Pirates.
It really is, and Peeps taking this 3-0 lead now. It's got to be major heartbreak for Plot Twist at this point in time. We saw 2 close games in the first 2, but now it's looking like the Peeps running away with it with that 2-goal lead at the end of regulation in game number 3 to boot. Things been shaping up for them overall, and they were happy to play defense this game. Let Plot Twist throw everything they have at them and wait until they were exhausted to try and push downfield. It worked wonders.
Bomb downfield here, just wide of an open net. Follow up a little delayed, and just that little delay gives Arsenal time to get in position and make the save on Taroko. Now Pirates trying to break out. He'll be left all the way downfield, so if Mektos can find him, there's an opportunity, but he has to come all the way back and take the midfield boost. 30 seconds remain as Plot Twist looks to break the shutout. 3 consecutive shutouts in this series, 1-0 in overtime to Plot Twist, off the challenge by Taroko that found its way to the net, and they haven't scored since. Shutout 2-0 in game 3, shutout perhaps 4-0 in game 4.
Great passing play from gyro over to Arsenal, and this is just textbook stuff, and for Plot Twist, really the dagger, not really, you know, it's not the nail in the coffin, it's more of like a dagger in the heart scenario, because this is quite literally the most heartbreaking I think I've ever seen a series play out. It was their game in the first match, went to overtime in game, or sorry, it was almost their game in the first match. Peeps did end up winning it out. They won game 2, and it was just such an even game up until this point. It felt like the Peeps were just able to take everything that Plot Twist could throw at them and then throw it right back in their faces.
So at the top of the standings, you've got the Birds and the Bees. And after that, you've got chaos down below, 2 through 8,